Welcome back to Dead Good Book Reviews. I'm Judith and you're watching another video. Today we're going to talk about my 2021 reading resolutions. I did make a very similar video, in fact an identical video at the end of 2019 for this year. I don't think I'm going to do any kind of reacting to that until next year, if I do it at all. Partly because I think it'll just be me feeling like a failure the whole time, and also I think I just might make it a segment in a vlog or something, so stay tuned for maybe that. But yeah, I thought I would do it again and come up with some kind of plans and let you know what might be to come in the new year. I have titled this video Reading Resolutions, and I'm going to try and keep things book focused for the most part. I do have some non-bookish goals that I'm going to bring in here because hey, you might be interested in the other things I do with my life. But I will keep those to the end of the video, so you'll get all the bookish stuff first. I get weirdly deep in this video. I made some notes for it, so I'm gonna probably be largely being sarcastic at myself. I think it's worth noting at this point that I'm a person who finds goals simultaneously very motivational and also very depressing. In recent years, I've realized that the only way to make goals work for me is to have them be something that I entirely control. I can't have any outside factors have any input on that, because as soon as they do, I'm just like, well, what was the point? I couldn't do anything about it, so it just failed. So that's why I don't have any kind of like subscriber milestone goals or blog subscription goals, that kind of thing. I just don't have them, because if you subscribe or not, that's up to you, and if someone decides to unsubscribe, I can't really do anything about it. I can just produce content that I enjoy and that I am proud of. This is getting weirdly deep for early on in the video, but I guess, of course I want to grow my channel, I want more people to enjoy the stuff that I'm putting out, but I want them to come because they like the stuff that I'm putting out now, not because I'm creating content that I think is going to make me grow. Makes sense? That's a lot of spiel for basically saying I'm not really planning on tracking my subscribers or my social media following in any real way. I'm also only planning on trying to read a minimum of 200 books next year. Well, that's a minimum. I've definitely pushed past that every single year that I've tried to do it, but that's exactly the same number as 2020, and part of that is the same reasons as it was when I started my 2020 reading challenge. I'm starting a new job, I'm going to be doing some fundraising stuff, it's very exciting, but I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. And also, if your goal every year is to read more than you did the previous year, at a certain point that is unsustainable. You cannot just read more every year unless you read progressively shorter and shorter books. But I don't want to do that, so 200 is a good number for me. I'm excited. It's a really, really manageable amount. Speaking of reading plans, last year I had a reread jar. I had about 5 books every month. 70 something books, yeah, 70 books or so that I was planning on reading, and I did actually manage to do that throughout the year. I'm not planning on doing that this year because I have a different project that involves a lot of rereading. That announcement video might be up by the time this video is up, but let's keep it fairly simple for now. So my goal in terms of rereading and that kind of nature of things is to stay on track with the schedule I've set myself for that project throughout the year. So reading, writing, editing, uploading, that kind of thing. Filming, that's another little segment in there as well. It's a really long project, it will last more than the entire year, so we'll see how we're doing by the end of 2021. Another thing that I'd quite like to do next year is to track my stats a bit better. I know that other people do really, really good stats videos. One of the things I have with this, and I've not really done it before, is I'm not quite sure what I want to track. For one thing, I want to work out more of what it is I enjoy about a book and what it is that really puts me off a book, and I think that's always interesting to find out. But I'd also really like to know, which publishers am I going for? Do I want to increase my reading into more indie fantasy? That kind of thing. And I think stats might be a good way of doing that. So yeah, I think I need to put some time and thought into what I'm interested in tracking and then go from there. I don't think I'm going to start doing stats videos, mostly because I like watching other people do them, but I think if I do them, it'll just be me trying to do statistics. I don't think that'll be particularly interesting, but if you track anything that you think might be interesting to track, let me know. I do also have some series I want to start, some series I want to progress, and some series I would like to finish in 2021. I've made a list. I would like to start The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson because I want to be able to watch Angela's videos again. And I cannot currently at the moment. But yeah, I've basically hearing everyone talk about Rhythm of War. I've just really wanted to pick it up. I think it would be good. I want to keep reading Robin Hobb. I'm still not done with that. I think that'll take me maybe half the year to get through if I get through one a month by audiobook, but I am very much enjoying those, so I want to keep going with that. I've wondered about picking up the second Wheel of Time book, because I did listen to the audiobook of the first one, and it was okay. I wasn't wild about it. I've kind of come around to the fact that I just don't need to read that series, so maybe I'll pick up the second one, maybe I'll just leave it. Let me know what your thoughts are. I would like to finish the 100,000 Kingdoms series by N.K. Jemisin. That starts with The 100,000 Kingdoms, I think it's called. Yes. So yes, I would like to read the second and third book in that series. I very much would like to. Thank you very much. And I would also like to read the first book in, I can't remember what the series is called, but I would like to read 9 Fox Gambit. Can you tell I've been watching a lot of Angela's videos? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at for bookish things next year. It's a very lax plan. I've got new releases I'm really interested in. I've got this project that I'm doing, and I want to read 200 books. I think it should be fine. I just don't know how busy my new job's going to be. So we'll see. I don't have any goals about vlogs. I think I'm just going to keep doing them until I get fed up with doing them. That's kind of my plan. In terms of, you know, note-taking, which I think I had in last year's video, I take reasonably good notes and I'm pretty on top of my reviews. Like, it's going to be fine. Those are my reading goals. If you're not interested in anything non-bookish, you can feel free to click away. I just have a few other things that I would like to do. I started running in 2020. I started doing it with my mum. It's been really, really good. I never thought I would be able to run the amount that I've been able to run, which is very exciting and a testament to the way that the system works and having someone to do it with you. So I would like to keep doing that in 2021, and I would like to be able to consistently run a 5k. I think I can run a 5k now, but I would like to be able to kind of go, yes, that's a thing I could just do. Like, if I was being chased by someone, I could run 5 kilometers away from them. That's a weird motivation to have, but that is kind of where I'm at. I want to do more sewing in 2021. I've done a fair amount in 2020. I think I made 2 or 3, probably 3 things that I made that I was like, yes, this was a thing I was confident in doing. Maybe 4 if you count my Christmas shirt, which I don't wear very often because it's a little bit festive. I would like to keep doing that in 2021. I think that my kind of measure for that is I'd like to do a sewing project every month if it's financially feasible to do so, and like sometimes a sewing project might have to be, I made a scrunchie this month. That's fine. I would like to do a sewing project every month, and I would like to end the year with 5 garments that I would actually wear in daily life. So I have that checked dress I do genuinely wear pretty much every other day because it's kind of become my, I've just come in from a run, I've just got out of the shower, I just need something to wear while I have lunch kind of garment. So I would like 5 things that I can say, oh, thank you very much, I made it myself, and I would actually wear it. Because I think otherwise it's a bit of a waste of fabric and time. The last thing is mostly about kind of consumption, and I think 2020 was a big year for putting a lot of emotions into purchasing things, and not necessarily in a bad way. There's just been a lot of like, oh, a craft supply I will obtain and then maybe use one day and then never do. And I've been doing that for a few years now. I'm not going to say that's a 2020 problem. So I just quite like to whittle down the amount of stuff I have. Like, I have a lot of scrap fabric that I would like to use up. I have some other things. I have a lot of wool. So in particular, my focus is I've had these like 6 skeins of very orange wool for a while that I started making a blanket out of, and I never finished it. And I have it next to my desk now for knitting during meetings, and I would like in 2021 to finish that project and no longer have just balls of orange wool that I move from house to house. That's the plan. So there you go. Those are my very realistic reading resolutions for 2021. I think if 2020 has taught me anything, it's don't set your sights too high. And not necessarily in a way that you're not pushing yourself, because I love to read and I love to read things that push me out of my comfort zone. But just in terms of, it's not worth saying, I want to read 300 books next year, because I'm not going to do that. So I like to set myself things that I know I can achieve. And, you know, if you're a person who likes to go a bit wilder, go you. Very exciting. Not what I'm about. Let me know if you have any reading resolutions for 2021. What are you planning on doing? How are you planning on doing it? I'd love to hear it. While you're down there commenting, you can also follow me on all of my social media to hear how things that I might not talk about on the channel are going, like my big orange blanket project. You can also subscribe because it makes me feel loved and appreciated, and it motivates me to do the things. That's all from me, and I will see you in the next one. There's gonna be some bloopers now. Let's sort out the light balance, please. Thank you.